Mula, I'm DJ Toro. Join me every Monday to Thursday, 7 until midnight. The premium classics on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Tonight, huge reductions in fuel and gas prices come as a relief to Fijians. New rehabilitation center for beggars who have no one to lean on. And new military cadets told to stay committed to the vision for a new Fiji. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and you're watching FBC News. There will be substantial reductions in the price of fuel and LPG as of Monday next week. This was announced this morning by the chairman of the Commerce Commission, Dr. Mahendra Reddy. Chanel Sivan has more.
The reduction today is a relief to families.
I'm using the gas at home, so it will be easier for us to buy the gas.
It's good for us because it's too much fuel we eat. We want to get down the price of fuel.
I have my father and mother and two daughters, and we feel happy of this fuel price going down.
The benzene price is going down, so it's very good for the taxi driver. They can make some money.
I think it will be better for us. We have struggled for a long time for fuel price going up, so we're happy fuel will come down on Monday.
As the price of the fuel decrease, so will our costing will decrease and the price of the food will also decrease. So it will be better for the customers. They will give cheaper food.
There has been a reduction of 10% per litre for kerosene from $1.86 to $1.76. Diesel price drops from $2.29 to $2.21 per litre. Motor spirit will cost $2.49, a drop of 9 cents per litre. Premix fuel also sees a reduction of 9 cents to cost $2.45 a litre. For liquid petroleum gas or LPG, a 4.5 kg cylinder will now sell at $16.29, reduced from $17.29. A 12 kg cylinder is now $43.44, a reduction of $2.40. Autogas drops by 5% to sell at $2.05 per litre compared to the current price of $2.16. Commerce Commission Chair Dr. Mahendra Reddy says there were a number of factors determining the price change.
The good thing about the last quarter was that because of subdued demand in the Asian region, particularly Indonesia and Vietnam, the international prices of crude oil has gone down. That was a major positive factor. The second was that freight rate has also gone down.
Minister for Commerce Ayah Syed Qayyum says, despite the reduction, people still need to be careful with their spending habits.
We of course constantly need to remind ourselves that we still have a very huge dependency on fossil fuel. And we all need to be energy conscious in terms of what are the sources of our energy. We still depend on fossil fuel. We need to constantly say, let's switch off the lights. Let's not use energy where it's unnecessary to do so.
Filling up on fuel or buying a gas tank won't be much burden come Monday. This comes as a huge relief to those families in the low income bracket. Chanel Sivan, FBC News.
The Social Welfare Ministry is trying to set up a rehabilitation centre to house beggars who have no one else to turn to. However, this is a no-handout approach in getting professional beggars off the streets. Shireen Lata reports.
After profiling 48 beggars in Suva, the ministry has found that about half aren't genuinely poor and 12 are already being assisted by the government.
Some of them really should not be begging. They are well off. They're being used by other people to come and beg. Children are being used to beg for their parents and for other people.
Beggars who were profiled and found not to be genuine were told to get off the streets, but most have come back.
It's very difficult to control because it has been their lifestyle. A lot of them actually enjoy coming out and sit in the streets. They enjoy seeing people walk by and at the same maybe have some money.
A multi-sectoral task force has been set up to monitor the capital city.
Task force that is made up of police, the Ministry of Local Government, the Suva City Council, as well as the Fiji National Committee for People with Disability, the Ministry of Health, the Aitauke Board, as well as relevant NGOs. So there is a task force that continue to meet, and they are trying to plan on how they can wean these people out of begging.
The Social Welfare Ministry is now planning to train the able-bodied beggars so that they can start earning for themselves. For those who have been abandoned by their families, discussions are underway to set up a rehabilitation center for such people. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
2 men have been charged with the murder for 2 youths in Lambasa last weekend. A 31-year-old farmer of Draketi and a 20-year-old have been charged with 1 count each of murder. They appeared in the Lambasa Magistrates Court today and have been remanded in custody until the 29th of this month. The Republic of the Fiji Military Forces will be carrying out another 3 recruitment drives to supplement the territorial forces. This was confirmed by Prime Minister and Military Commander Vorengem Bainimarama at this morning's Pasa parade in Asinu. Apisola Midokar reports.
More than 200 new recruits have successfully completed training with the Republic of the Military Forces. At the passing out parade in Nasinu this morning, Prime Minister and RFMF Commander Vorengem Bainimarama says the RFMF need more men.
The Cabinet has approved the conduct of another basic recruit course this year with an anticipated number of 450 personnel. This is scheduled to be conducted next month. Another 2 recruits of 450 personnel each are scheduled for next year.
Since Fiji has committed a number of troops to peacekeeping duties abroad, the Republic of the Fiji Military Forces will now work towards getting in replacements.
This comes as a result of our commitment to the Golden Heights, plus our commitment to Iraq and the Sinai, where we will need personnel to supplement the territorial forces here at home and also personnel to conduct the relieving duties of the regular soldiers away.
The military commander this morning reminded the new recruits of the task ahead of them.
Do not allow yourself to be easily manipulated by external pressures and influences around you, especially with regards to your role.
Bainimarama has also confirmed that 318 with 10 staff officers are undergoing training and are expected to leave for the Golan Heights on the 22nd of this month. Apisola Midokar, FBC News.
More than 600 students of Queen Victoria School took part in the Cadet Pass-Out Parade at Albert Park in Suva today. These students from Form 3 to 7 have completed a month of training and displayed a magnificent performance in front of a large crowd today. Minister for Agriculture, Lieutenant Colonel Inia Seruiratu, was the chief guest and has applauded the dedication of the students. Seruiratu told the students that what they have displayed during the parade is the result of discipline.
But I want to thank you before you leave this parade ground. How will you present yourself when you leave this parade ground? After you leave the gates of Nukuhoto. That's self-discipline.
Cadet training for schools in Fiji was pioneered at QVS in 1952. Coming up, new push to hire more nurses and improve services to Fijians.
How would you like to spend your morning? You could spend your morning like this. Or you could spend it like this.
Tune in to the Morning Ride every weekday morning from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. right here on Today FM, Today's Hit Music.
Nimbula, methango nimilote na isaro tambua. Nama kia umina rua kina ona na via kavi monite kina wakaromuka. Rongo mena via sama kina vibaga barota kinin reko malolo. Ena Radio Fiji 1 na wongani via niano. Ngai nama kia kina.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. Quick action by a bus driver may have saved yet another bus from going up in flames. Police spokesperson Ananai Soro says a bus with about 40 passengers was heading towards Rakiraki town when the driver noticed smoke coming out of the engine. She says all passengers were evacuated safely and the smoke was doused using a fire extinguisher. The incident happened at around 3:45 p.m. today in the Kuivuna near Korovo town. The Ministry of Health will be recruiting more nurses to keep up with manpower needs in our hospitals. The target is to take in 1,000 nurses over the next 5 years. Christopher Chand reports.
Nurses are at the front line of healthcare, and there are now plans to further increase their numbers around the country.
We have been very, very successful. The government's been very kind to us, to the Ministry of Health. We have increased from intake of 90 nurses annually to 170, and over the next 5 years we will be recruiting, taking in 200 nurses a year.
Dr. Sharma says the increase to almost double the current workforce will help provide not only clinical services but also cater for health outreach programs.
In 2009, the number of nurses in Fiji was 1,500. Now we have 2,200 nurses. At the end of 5 years, we will have 3,200 nurses. So nurses are the important face of healthcare, and they are out in the periphery, and we need adequate number of nurses to be able to work.
The ministry received an additional $15 million in the 2013 budget, totaling $167 million.
But if we're going to progress and develop new facilities, new initiatives, then of course we would need a little bit more add-on. But then that has to be taken care of, looking at the larger budget, at what fraction of the budget would come to health. That would be something we will be continuously negotiating.
The Health Ministry is making major inroads in shaping our health services. By recruiting more nurses, they're hoping to provide more and better care for the public. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Studies in Fiji have shown that maternal and newborn outcomes are poorer among young mothers under 19 years of age. Medical Services Pacific Executive Director Jennifer Poole says one of the leading causes is that teenage mothers find out very late that they are pregnant. Teenage pregnancies are becoming a huge problem, mainly due to low contraceptive use among young women, lack of information on family planning, and lack of services.
They don't attend prenatal classes. They're not monitoring their health. They don't monitor their nutrition. They often hide their pregnancy. So it doesn't tend to be a healthy pregnancy.
836 teenage pregnancies were recorded last year. Motorists are again being advised to exercise caution on the road after an accident along the Queens Highway near Semo village in Singatoka. This four-wheel drive belonging to the Ministry of Primary Industries was badly damaged after it hit a horse that had run onto the highway. While no one in the vehicle was injured, the horse died as a result of the impact. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures to citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. Fijian products bound for the Australian market can expect faster clearance of cargo at the ports. This is based on the Australian Fumigation Accreditation Scheme signed between the two countries. Other benefits include reduction in costs of Fiji exporters through negating the need for additional inspections, container uplifts, transfer, and refumigation.
The benefit is increase of the livelihood of our farmers, that we are accessing the new market to Australia. And also that our counterpart in Australia will have confidence in the treatment that we are doing, that it's accredited to the AFEST standard.
Friday night, and it's the end of the working week, but just the beginning for sports. Jamie, what do you have for us?
Well, coming up tonight, Sprint King Banube Tabakaudoro given a boost for Rio Olympics, and Police Rugby League team makes it to the finals. Stay with us for that and more.
Isambul binaka, nadhango wadi soni ndalai, nama kio mani wasini ngono borota kina lali ne kabi, maina tolu kina bitu, ena moni tingina por rombuka, ena Mbula FM, na bandu ena serre.
सूरज की पहली किरण के साथ दिन की शुरुआत कीजिए। सुबह का मंगल प्रभात आपको शुभ हो।
सुबह सुबह हो खुशियों का मेला, ना लोगों की परवाह ना दुनिया का झमेला, पंछियों का संगीत हो और मौसम अलबेला, मुबारक हो आपको ये खूबसूरत सवेरा।
हर सोमवार से लेकर शुक्रवार तक सुबह 6 से लेकर 9 बजे तक शामिल रहें रेडियो FBC पर हम सफर में रविंद्र सिंह के साथ।
Welcome back to FBC Sports. 15-year-old Ulina Sangone has won 3 gold medals at the Oceania Weightlifting Championships currently underway in Brisbane. Sangone won gold in the Oceania Youth Champs, Oceania Junior Champs and Oceania Senior Champs. In the process, she became the Oceania Open Champion for 2013. She lifted a total of 110 kgs with a 48 kg for snatch and 62 kgs for clean and jerk. The Fiji Police Rugby League team is on track to retain its title after its massive 72-0 win over Great Britain this morning. The Fijians raked up 12 tries to record its first win of the tournament after losing 32-24 to Australia on Monday. Police team officials are confident they will be able to overcome Australia in the final on Monday morning.
It was chilly conditions and it was the boys' first game since coming off from Fiji. But they've managed to break back in the first game and we are now settling in and it's with the climate adapted well and able to execute the moves that we have planned during our training sessions.
Having set a new Oceania Athletics 200-meter record and maintaining his status as the Pacific's fastest man, Bao Bullet Mbanube Tamakaudoro is off to the World Championships in Moscow next month. And to help him get there, Digicel Fiji has signed him up as brand ambassador for another 2 years. As Elena McDonald reports, it's hoped his sporting achievements will carry him through to the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio.
Figuring out he's outgrown the Pacific's athletics pool, it's now time to chase after the big guns.
Well, the World Championships, that's where all the big boys are. So, it'll be really tough. I mean, going against, all the big names in athletics. And, I think I have to really step up my performance.
While his time on the tracks is vital, continuing as Digicel's brand ambassador is just the ticket for preparations.
There's a lot of people who look up to Mbanube, and that's what Digicel tries to do, is to provide him more avenues and opportunities.
Despite laying low for a year due to injury, Mbanube clocked the fastest times in Tahiti, meaning huge improvements are expected.
The 200, we're hoping to go under 21 seconds. Or even faster than that. And in the 100, we're trying to bring the time right down to 10-2 or even 10-1.
With the Olympics in his sights, the pressure is on the sprint king to qualify.
Sure, I have a lot of time to do that. So, like I said before, we have to go to overseas competitions where I can run those times and, compete with the best in the world. And that's the only way I can improve. But hopefully 2016, I'll be standing in that final lineup.
For now, it's the World Championship and the Pacific Mini Games that have got Mbanuve's attention, preparing to get on the tracks after a brief sabbatical. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
Bar football striker Sani Issa will play against Suba in the Fiji Sun GP Batteries National League this evening at the NZ Stadium. The deadly marksman is currently observing the Muslim fasting month of Ramadan. Bar officials had left it for him to decide on whether he wants to play tonight, and Issa has decided to take the field. Well on track with development, now it's just a matter of getting the techniques right. That's what former Australian Opal Annie Lafleur had to say about development work with Basketball Fiji. Following a workshop in Australia in April, she will continue to closely monitor local development officers while also trying to promote the sport. Elena McDonald reports.
Here to help development officers and get teams ready for the secondary school's basketball championship in August. This former Australian women's basketball point guard will be doing all she can to improve the standard of play in Fiji.
I think I'm going to one of the boys' boarding schools, so it'll be good to see, the level of basketball that far outside of Suva.
Basketball Fiji Development Officer Laisiasa Puamau says with her expertise and new appointment as FIBA's Oceania Zone Development Officer, Lafleur's visit couldn't have come sooner. And even if it's for a short while, she hopes to make an impact.
I think just having them play is the exciting thing, just to introduce them to the game of basketball. Hopefully, they may like it and they may, keep playing. So that's the whole aim.
After a stint in Fiji, Lafleur will be moving to other Pacific Island neighbours for spot checks.
From here I go to Kiribati for 7 days and then I'll be in Samoa for 10 days. So I'm away on the road for about 3.5 weeks and it's just exciting. You know, I love basketball, so it's great to see it played at, all over the world and at every level.
At the rate things are progressing with basketball, the Fiji Secondary Schools Championship in August is sure to prove interesting. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
That is your sports for tonight. I'll be back again on Monday. Until then, have a safe weekend.
BSP has signed an interchange agreement with Bank of Baroda for FPOS and ATM services. Bank of Baroda customers can now use BSP's 105 machines around Fiji for financial transactions. BSP says this agreement will make Bank of Baroda the first financial institution in Fiji to be using BSP's payment gateway. Country Manager Kevin McCarthy says they've invested heavily in their electronic banking infrastructure, including a world-class payment gateway. He says more ATMs will be installed and the FPOS network continues to grow daily. Time for weather, and here's Jen to tell us more.
Hi Jackie, we had phenomenal conditions today in VT. It was the perfect weather to hang out the washing, go for a stroll, or have lunch in the park. Despite all that sunshine today, temperatures across the country were fairly cool. They were all in the 20s with the exception of Ba on 30 degrees and Wambasa on 33. So, are we going to have a wet weekend? Well, tomorrow's forecast tells us the opposite. Fine conditions are highly likely throughout the country with a bit of cloudiness in Savu-Savu and Lambasa. If you're planning a fishing trip, also be advised that seas will be moderate to rough this weekend. Salaiwai Mairara, thank you so much for allowing us a glimpse of the hidden paradise. This overlooks the highlands of Nambalembale in Savu-Savu at the border of Maduata and Vakandrove. And that was weather. Thanks for keeping me company throughout the week. Until Monday, stay safe and stay smiling.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. The headlines again: huge reductions in fuel and gas prices effective from Monday comes as a relief to Fijians. Social Welfare Ministry finds professional beggars in Suva and commits to making them self-reliant. And more than 200 men and women successfully complete military cadet training. To the poll question now, and we ask: are public transport buses in Fiji safe to travel in? To answer, visit www.fbc.com.fj. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That was your Friday night news. I'll be back again on Monday. Until then, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Good night.
आपकी शादी होने वाली है। 5 बच्चे होंगे। 5 हाय, मैं हूँ आपकी सहेली वेणु। सुनते रहिए मिर्ची एफएम। मैं हूँ ना 9 से 12 बजे तक।